All right, welcome back to another segment. This time around, we are going to be deliberating on one or two things that relates to Chelsea because of this is the Chelsea. This is not the Chelsea table talk. This is
Yeah.
Chelsea station talk. All right. Some Chelsea fans are not really happy with the fact that Petrovic is not going to be involved in the Club World Cup, and also Kendrick Pierce is not also going to be involved. And there have been this question of what is Nkunku going to do at the Club World Cup.
He's going to train. So that's the next club we go buy and go fix this small thing, give us money. Actually. That's how I see it.
Why did it start from Nkunku?
Now go could I throw us off guard now. He said the likes of Petrovic was not called to travel with the team. Well, for me, I see it as a disappointment because we are all looking forward to seeing the likes of Petrovic perform at the Club World Cup. And that was why, if you notice, I was not really feeling that bad that we did not sign Mike Maignan. If you remember, I've always told Chelsea to stick with the money they are offering AC Milan. And if AC Milan is not willing to accept,
They should walk out.
they should walk away. It's not like I don't believe in my goalkeepers. Someone like Petrovic, I believe in him more than Sanchez. And that was why I was concentrating on we not banking on Sanchez to be our number one next season. So I felt like if at any point we did not sign Mike Maignan, we should be looking at Petrovic featuring for us and being one of our number one priorities to start for us next season. But hearing that Chelsea he's not traveling with the squad to the Club World Cup. Anyways, that could just be for the Club World Cup. We don't know if it's going to be for the incoming season. But I want to believe that Petrovic will still be part of the Chelsea squad. But it's very disappointing. And I'm not happy about
Are
it.
you sure that's going to be part of the Chelsea squad? Because right now they're getting rumor that Chelsea might end up selling him if needs be.
If they sell him, it's a disaster. Because at the end of the day, you are now depending on the people that played last season. So why are we stressing ourselves? Why are we talking here every day? We need improvements. The same way we need improvement in the striking role. That's the same way we need improvement in our keeper. So for me, I don't buy into the idea of leaving Petrovic out unless they want to still revisit the Mike Maignan deal. Petrovic has been a better goalkeeper even last season as to when Pochettino gave him his debut at Chelsea. He was performing well. And now he has extended that.
Was he really performing well?
Not, I won't say 100%, but compared to Sanchez last season. Because you have to compare the both of them.
Sanchez kept 10 clean sheet. Petrovic under Chelsea kept 5
I'm not talking
clean
about
sheet.
this concluding season. I'm saying during the Pochettino season. Between the both
Sanchez
of them.
left on time now due to injury.
I just want to
Is
listen
it
to
injury?
him. I want to
Sanchez
listen
I
to
don't
left
him.
think it was
on
injury. I think
It
that
was
they
injury.
benched him.
They used the frame injury.
Injury.
But my point is, Petrovic not traveling with Chelsea to the Club World Cup is very, very disastrous. You should do something about it.
Guys, I'm very happy. But people might not understand why I'm happy. I remember one of our podcasts, I said something like, we are yet to decide the fate of Sanchez as a keeper if he still remains the number one in Chelsea. Now, how? Now, remember, I gave an idea one certain time when we were talking, and I said, it is better we allow Sanchez to prove himself if truly that show of consistency he gave to us late last season, it's really a sign of improvement. Or it's just that he wanted to prove a point at that period. Now, yes, it's somehow bad that we are not taking Petrovic to the Club World Cup, and he's a good keeper. We will not dispute that. Yes, he's good and the rest of it, but I feel that the club knows what they are doing because the fate of these two keepers are unclear in the team. Now, they are not certain if they will really stay in that team or they will go. But I feel that the fate of Petrovic is more unclear for the team because I feel they really want to use him for business. And that is why they are really giving Sanchez this privilege. Say, Oga, because the news I read, about this World Cup not taking Petrovic and taking Sanchez was the fate of Sanchez is still unclear, but the team still believes in him because he proved himself to be competent, giving us about 6 or 9 points lately. Like, our last games last season in the Premier League, he proved himself very well. So the team still believed in him based on his performance last season. And they want to see segment, which is the right thing to do. In this one, I support Chelsea. Now, I don't feel that we value this Club World Cup too well. Like, nobody say now, all our concentration are to carry the cup because we have bigger boys here. If they say rich people go fit carry this cup, nobody say go rush go call Chelsea number 1. Not true, nah.
Yes,
Not true.
yes.
Nobody say go rush go cup, but they want to use this Club World Cup to weigh the strength of these players. If truly these boys are ready, especially Sanchez, because now not signing Mike again to the Chelsea team because now I believe as they don't cut off the deal before this Club World Cup, I just feel say Chelsea no go put interest because Milan they not ready. How you go? They expect us to pay you 20 million for keeper we be saying in contract they expire 2026. Guy, why would no Kukuma wait 2026 income as free agent for the team? So I just believe that it's a privilege for Sanchez to prove to the entire Chelsea family, both the fan base and both the board and both his teammates that I am competent enough. Because see, yes, one thing I say about Sanchez is that now in bad, plenty passing good. And now in bad, they cover up in good. Sanchez is good. But those mistakes he was making earlier was what was painting him to be this bad. But let's see if he can maintain that composure and become more organized in this Club World Cup. Guy, let's go with Sanchez because Sanchez made some crazy saves for the team last season. Anybody that feels that Sanchez has not done well, then you can banter with me for that. But me, I can stick to it that Sanchez made some crazy save that made the team qualify for the Champions League. I stand with that. But not taking Petrovic, I will not say yes, it's too bad. The coach knows what he's doing. The body knows what they are doing.
Now you have entered another one. He said something. He said that the coach knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Do you know that there's this bone of contention online right now?
Yeah.
Whether the coach is fully aware of Petrovic not being involved in the Club World Cup.
Sure.
Of course, man. Of course.
Now you go choose people where you
no
go.
argument. Nothing to argue there.
So you are saying that Maresca is fully involved.
Maresca is fully involved.
If you remember very well, I said something like that was last year. I said as long as Maresca has come out to say that there is no transfer decision that the coach will not be involved in, and he even used himself as an example.
Yeah.
That day, I held him for his word. That means there is no transfer decision that you are not being involved in as a coach.
That means we're not getting a prolific striker, getting Liam Delap, pushing for this.
And talking about Liam Delap, if you remember when Fabrizio Romano, when he posted that news, he said Maresca wanted him. Emphasis on the Maresca wanted him.
Yeah, that's true.
So you cannot tell me that Maresca is not involved in transfers. Even though he's not the one making the ultimate decision. But you are the coach. There is no club in this world that the sporting directors will not want to involve you as a coach because you should know, based on your own tactics and your system of play, you should know what should be good for how you play.
Yeah.
So telling me that Maresca was not involved in the Petrovic being left out, it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
No, he's fully involved. He's the one responsible for the players. For the progress of the team, I think Maresca is the one held responsible. So now, going to the United States of America for the Club World Cup, and the board is now making choice of player. Guy, that sounds crazy. Like, how on earth? Who will even think of the board? Like, guys, that is funny, bro.
Even moreover, we saw how when Maresca came to Chelsea, the likes of Sterling, Chilwell,
yes, Chalobah.
He said these people
they don't fit to his play style.
And he lets them go.
The board no get any business. As far as saying you go deliver, use your pattern.
Because it look like most people normally blame the board for most of the decision. We know that the board make their own decision, no doubt. But I believe that there is no how that he will sit like a puppet and not being involved in some decision.
Sure.
You understand? So people will start saying, I know that people will come with the idea. So getting a prolific striker, this man is also being involved. That he doesn't want a prolific striker for Chelsea. I don't tell them before. Say, see the lap now Maresca. choice.
Maresca.
And one thing I feel about
coach am.
Maresca in terms of this transfer speculation is that I feel Maresca wants
A player that you can
very good
control.
that he can control, because looking at a player like Nico Williams, most of those players in that kind of like high spec, like how did they put on, like those players will get this type of names. Most times controlling them, it's not really easy.
You go fit control them.
Yeah, you go fit control them, but it depends. But him now, the fine person will be say
As he talk, you do.
like, you go fit tell you say like now Zelap now, you know go surprise you go tell Zelap say, are you forward to midfield? Call hope.
So the truth about the matter is that he's aware of everything. The only thing I always say is that whatever he's doing, he should make sure that he gets it right next season.
Yeah.
Even though next season we know that the expectation of Chelsea fans are like this,
It's very
right?
high.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's very high. We won a trophy last season and we qualified for the Champions League.
I
What
wait
that-
till make people they come for Rambo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
People they come. Oh. See, it's just that if we need to sit down and evaluate Maresca.
Yeah.
Sometimes if we want to talk about enter Maresca talk, if we use like 3 videos,
Yes.
so there's just only Maresca. But you know now most people will not want to buy into the idea of you evaluating him because why? Champions League he did it.
The Conference League.
Yeah.
You know,
You win them, yeah.
But
Those are
forgetting-
those are the things that we wanted.
We wanted,
Yes.
yeah.
And then he just did that, and that one don't make us. We don't
We
close
don't
mouth
seal our
small.
mouth first.
So next season now you don't up our hope. So just better you either you win Premier League or you win Champions League. Anyone you want to give us.
But you know when me and Maresca will get problem next season. Now, Maresca learn one big thing. In case you now yourself, you go fail to learn them. But make I remind you, look at the way you played those boys. Later, like beginning of this year, 2025, the inversion. Did you realize that those your inversions? Like, come on, this one from the original wing, go they plan for this wing. You know, work. Oh, no, be now next season. When next season one starts, who suppose they win games, you go one start experiment again. Now, did you realize that without the experiment, those boys playing their national positions, and those ones that have that capability to be pushing and coming back, everything was going steady. Maresca, please. No go come out to Corella from left back, go play am for 8 or for midfield. See, just that's the next season.
All right, talking about Nkunku. With God. God.
I just-
Is it that we traveled with Nkunku just for his value should be high a little at least?
Well, I agree with what Gift said. You know, using the Sanchez this thing. Now every player that is going to the Club World Cup, they are being tested
Tested, yeah.
in the Club World Cup. And just like he said, we know that to take. I don't see the Club World Cup as something that we should kill ourselves
Yes.
over.
We need to pressure them.
I know say na tournament.
Tournament,
where we
yes.
go like
A
to
very
win,
prestigious.
Yes,
Prestigious
and the money
tournament.
go where?
but we should not also kill ourselves. We should just use that period and find out our players because in the Club World Cup you can discover that even someone like Santos now, he not too good. If he shock you, and then at that point now you will not have you still have the privilege and you have the time. to
And
set-
the market is still open.
you still open to get it right. If Sanchez does not perform well, we can as well decide to buy a goalkeeper. If Nkunku from nowhere in his form,
Formula. Don't go that side, I beg.
yes, now honestly, because I know a lot of people are still feeling bad. Me, I'm feeling bad because I know what I see for Leipzig. I know what Nkunku play for Leipzig. So every day I keep wondering what went wrong with this guy. What went wrong? And even if you call coach, if you call playing style, if you call injury, those things are not enough to me. To me.
To limit him.
We need to go and find out what is wrong with Nkunku. Yes, if it be deliverance, if it
we
be
go
deliverance.
go your village.
Yeah, honestly. But so for Nkunku, if he performs well in the Club World Cup, Hopefully.
Kendrick Pierre is not being involved, so that means the sign is already there that boy might go on loan.
Loan again, yeah. But
Well,
they're still
if-
keeping
if-
too much work for Palmer. See so much stress on Palmer as a player.
Okay.
That's what I feel because at least now, the beginning of this competition, which we are playing. I will not say we are playing. I will not say they are too lesser of a team, but they are not big. They are people that in a twinkle of an eye we can just win them without too much stress.
The Flamingos.
Flamingo.
Wait, you think Gary
Flamingo na
Flamingo?
first.
I know say they're good, but
Even the Los Angeles that you are playing is not going to be easy. See, the club, they say Club World Cup.
yes, now that one are true.
Ah.
Club World Cup, but at least
Me, I know say that
levels
money-
there,
that
levels
money-
there.
that money go-
Now, World Cup,
that
but
money
in a
go
club
motivate
way.
them.
Money go motivate.
You go motivate those clubs. Don't leave her. No, see. There will be no small match. That's just the truth.
Yes, there will no,
I'm trying to evaluate. See, the Club World Cup will give me a sight ahead on how the Champions League will look like.
But now that's the reason of like using these boys because now we are always crying that we need someone that can also take that place of Palmer in his absence. Okay, just let's take a look at last season. What happened when he went for the injury and there was nobody to like cover up his place. Now at least allow this Kendrick Perez, though they talk say you don't want any of the players when they come back from loan to follow go, but you are taking Santos. So why you not follow give this boy a chance? At least this boy himself gets one prolific
That's
role.
to tell you, Maresca self is even involved in that. This one we just talk now.
They're not going to agree.
They involved for this one we just talk now. Yes, I agree with you. Just like you said, there is no replacement for Palmer.
Palmer, yeah.
And I feel like, just like I said, the Club World Cup should be open for everybody. Everybody should have a chance to play. It's part of our preseason. Because once we play Club World Cup in June, July, that we might just have probably 2 to 3 matches. Then August league don't start.
League don't start now, so now.
So at least allow the players, allow the boy to just play. You never know who your next star, where your next star will come from.
Well, all this one I just talk. By 5 p.m. today, the main list for the people who go travel for this club, we already don't travel already. We go they involved for this Club World Cup. The main list by 5. We go see them. So guys, I guess that will be all. Like I said, Petrovic not being available is a 30-70 thing. 70% is not really that painful, you understand? But 30% is painful because so many people wanted to watch him in action.
In action, yeah.
You understand? But nevertheless, saying that Maresca is not involved in every decision, I don't think that is true.
Transfer decision.
I don't think that is true. He's involved. So guys, that will be all for now. Do it to like, share, and subscribe. My name is Peters.
My name is Big Dave.
And my name is Gifto.